What up, YouTube? elleixstarcraft come back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast. Today we have yet again a 1 vs 1 matchup featuring the Scion custom races mod, which is pretty much a classic on my channel at this point. But if you're a newcomer and you're looking at this thinking, what the hell is going on? Well, this mod adds 3 new playable races to the StarCraft universe. It's a super well done and very well balanced mod. Big shout out to Solstice, the developer, for his work that he has put into this thing. It is crazy. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Player number 1 spawning on the bottom right hand side map. It's our red Xayid player Kytrion going up against his opponent spawning on the top left hand side map. It's our purple Keiron player InanisLector. So sort of a PvZ matchup from an alternate universe. The roamers already running across the map towards the purple side. Now the roamer is a very cool unit. This is like your meta for scouting for the Xayid. So they have an ability called Scour, which allows them to basically get some scouting information wherever they want, even on the high ground. It shoots this ball of green slime, and if it procs, well, you get vision for about, I think, is it 8 seconds? 10 seconds. But it looks like Kytrion going for something a little different, actually using these things aggressively and still getting some scouting information, getting 1 worker kill as well, but one of the roamers has gone down. Will he get a second worker? Yes, he will. Will he get a third worker? No way. Yeah, gets a third worker, so I guess those roamers kind of paid for themselves. I mean, yeah, look at the resources lost, 250 to 200, a slight lead for the red player. That is actually not a bad play by Kytrion at all. Well done, keeping us on our toes. Now, as you can see, we also have some interesting mechanics for the Keiron. They have kind of a pseudo warp ability. They can warp things in, but they can only warp things in around their main mining structure, which is the Citadel here. So each macro structure has warp charges, and then you use those warp charges to warp in units around your main mining structure. But it looks like InanisLector going for a drop, and I don't think I've ever seen the aperture be used before. So this is going to be something really interesting to see. Also, I just started up the music again because, man, I don't know what it is lately, but the StarCraft replays decide to stop playing music, and it annoys me so much anyway. A very big drop in the main base for Kytrion. InanisLector, this is crazy, my guy. So the Keiron able to take out a lot of the Xayid stuff, and I think that aperture is still here. Yes, it is. It's keeping an eye on things. And what is this? It has a keyhole ability, teleports to the target unit, teleports target unit to the caster. Oh, so you can teleport units to the aperture. That is so cool. Yeah, man, I don't think I've ever actually seen that used before. We hardly ever see drops from the Keiron, if ever. So a full evacuation from the main base. 10 workers killed by our purple player. A big hatch of units, though, for the Xayid player, Eroders and Scorpolisks. Now, the Scorpolisk is a melee-only unit, so they will be able to be kited by these bolts. A lot more units, though, hatching for Kytrion, and I think this will save the main base for our red Xayid player. Great timing as well, moving these scavengers back, but they're not on the minerals, unfortunately. 1 more Volt going down, I believe. Is the aperture still alive? Yes, it is. Returning home literally empty. Let's take a look at the resources lost. 1,300 to 1,500 in favor for our purple Keiron player, but we have more units. Because of that keyhole ability, it can just warp things in. That is crazy. It does use energy, to be fair. Man, that is so sick. InanisLector, I'm so glad you're using the aperture because, like I said, I've never seen it before. Anyway, is this a double expansion? Okay, so we have a 4th base coming down for our purple Keiron player. The 3rd base is already finished. We have 3 bases for our red Xayid player as well. The aperture chilling in the middle of the map. Will this be like a pseudo warp prism? Is that kind of what this is? I mean, yeah, it does have to use energy, to be fair, to warp things, or I guess warp things to itself. Man. Oh, we have 2 apertures now. This is so sick. This is so sick. Meanwhile, some roamers here moving across the map to do some damage of their own. base number 3 under fire as well by InanisLector, and they do get warped to the apertures, which are at the bottom right-hand side of the map. But unfortunately for InanisLector, these roamers able to take out 15 workers. Meanwhile, 8 workers being killed by the purple player. Some Marauders here cleaning this stuff up. Meanwhile, the roamers making their entrance into the main base for InanisLector. Some Auroras here, and I don't think the roamers shoot up. So the Aurora, or one Aurora, I guess, will be able to slowly clean these up. The apertures entering the field as well. I almost called them the Auroras. Wait, are they able to hold an Aurora? Wait a minute. What happened to our flying unit? Is it inside this unit? Let me select it, damn it. No, it's not. Oh, it's flying with them. I totally missed that. I was like, you don't necessarily need to put your flying unit in a dropship because they fly. But no, I was literally just blind. Anyway, total workers killed, 21 by purple, 37 by red. Total resources lost, about a 1,000 resources lost deficit for purple. So 4,200 lost by purple to 3,200 resources lost by red. Meanwhile, another drop into the main base for the red player. These apertures are just being such pests. Great control, though, by InanisLector right now, keeping all this stuff alive. I mean, yeah, the first push with the aperture went home empty, but yeah, that was a good attempt on the main base by our purple player. Meanwhile, lots of ground units for the red Xayid player, and I don't think any of these shoot up. Yeah, the Eroder shoots down. The Reviler does shoot up, so we have Revilers, which do air and ground damage, but really not a lot of Revilers. Most of this are Eroders, Roamers, and Scorpilisks, I feel like. I'll get some more anti-air to deal with these apertures because the apertures have clearly shown that they are very capable units, and we also have the Gyres as well, which are kind of like a support unit. They can pick units up, and they have other spell casting abilities as well. I'm sure we'll see them pick things up right now. Let's take a look. Yep, here we go. So they can pick units up. And this is just a troll right now. InanisLector is trolling. That is hilarious. The Gyres, though, almost going down, taking a lot of damage, actually. So the Revilers doing some good damage, but like I said, there's not really a lot of them. One of the Gyres going down, though. A bit of a skirmish in the middle of the map here. And man, I have to keep manually setting the music to turn back on. What I might do is just get some music going in the background for the next one, because I'm literally on the verge of a crash out right now. It's pissing me off so bad. I swear to God, dude. Anyway, both players deciding to take some time to macro. Our red player is still on 3 bases. Meanwhile, our purple player is still on 4 bases, although the 4th base isn't super saturated yet. And taking a look at the unit composition, some more Revilers being mixed in. So Kytrion listening to me through time, building some more anti-air units. And the portrait is so cool. It's like, yeah, it's a roach, but with purple eyes. I feel like the roach had green eyes, if I'm not crazy. I don't play Zerg a lot, and I can't remember anymore. Here we go, though. Another drop into the main base for the red player. This is so frustrating. What Kytrion could do is get some bile pits right here. Bile pits are basically your photon cannon equivalent, and they would be able to maybe deny some drops, but that was a big pickup for our red player. So taking a look at the resources lost, 8,100 lost by purple to 6,000 by red. So even though Kytrion was getting harassed a lot basically throughout this game, he's still ahead in the resources lost. This base not getting canceled yet. Kytrion with that game sense realizing, hey, I can probably save this rather than doing a blind cancel, but it will need to be built. So the Xayid, they don't mutate into things. The Scavenger literally has to build this, a lot like an SCV. Oh, and the Exterminator as well. The Exterminator, such a good unit. So it has Incendiary Infusion, which basically makes a unit do this. It basically blows up every few seconds and does damage to everything next to it. So you have to split your army when that happens. Oh, and the nullifiers as well. Such a cool animation. They only do anti-ground damage, so they're not like photon cannons. And it looks like the Xayid player might be coming out ahead here. We have a warp in of more Umbras, though. And the Umbras are cloaked until they attack, as you can see. And that is through an upgrade, so it's not like you get that baseline. You actually have to get an upgrade to get that. Meanwhile, the Xayid player running back home to get some heals from these feeding pools. So the feeding pool does heal up to 3 units or structures at a time, but it looks like they're actually... Oh, wait, I see why the Umbra is having a standoff. Oh, man, that is hilarious. How many kills does it have? Only 1 kill, though, so it's not like it was... It's not like it was a very important unit. We do have the Farian, though, which is a detector. And here we go. Yep, that Umbra stood no chance. So the Farian, a really cool unit. This is a dropship and detector in 1 unit. Really, really good utility unit. Some Cruxes here, some Volts, some Pulsars. The Pulsar can shoot and move at the same time. The Crux, I want to say, is like a mix between the High Templar and Archons. They're spellcasting units, but they also do damage at the same time. Ooh, not getting the cancel on, what was that, base number 5/6. It looks like there is a double expansion, or there was a double expansion coming in for our red Xayid player, but this is a big army right now. Catching InanisLector a little bit out of position. And yup, these units are now infected for a little while. I don't know exactly how long it takes. We'll have to take a look, but look at this. This is crazy. A good split, though, by InanisLector. Let's take a look. Where is it? Okay, here it is, the Exterminator. So Incendiary Infusion lasts 8 seconds, and it does 48 damage over 8 seconds. Really, really cool ability. I thought this was an aperture, but no, it's not. It's the Volts. Some movement here, though, by the red Xayid player going, what is this? Going up to base number 5, I think. Oh, man, but this is a big Keiron army, though. These Exterminators doing so much work, but most of the Xayid army has gone down. That was a really scary army, and most of the army for the Keiron player does survive. Oh, and Inducers, one of my favorite units. Yup, they're literally turtles, and they have a really interesting ability. So, or I guess more like a passive ability. So this orb on their back does damage to whatever it hits, and then the Inducer can't do damage until the orb returns to its back. So the closer it is to whatever it's attacking, the more damage it does, and as you could imagine, the farther things are, and as you can imagine, the farther things are away, the less DPS they do. Really interesting mechanic for sure. Some Volts here being a nuisance, but ultimately getting cleaned up by Kytrion. Meanwhile, this base, which was not canceled earlier, is now under fire, but it is luckily empty for Kytrion. So, no scavengers will be lost, which are our drone equivalent. These Exterminators doing some work, but the Keiron army also doing some work. Ultimately, looks like the Xayid will come out ahead. This Inducer with 7 kills, just barely going down. Looked like for a second it was going to survive, but unfortunately for InanisLector, that was not the case. But the Volts here getting some damage in. 9 workers killed in that engagement, a total of 37 workers killed by red to 39 killed by purple. And man, this music situation is having me on the verge of a crisis. I swear to God, man. Anyway, some apertures here as well. They are empty, though. Will they warp in some units? Let's keep an eye on this. I'm also keeping an eye on the mini-map in case something is happening. I mean, there are some units here, but I'm waiting for the warp in. Oh, no, never mind. They have been caught by the Exterminators. So, yeah, it looks like at least one of the apertures might go down. As you can see, the baseline DPS for the Exterminator isn't too great. Where they really shine is that Incendiary Infusion ability. Oh, and the Myriads as well. They have an Elytron, which is like it's almost like an interceptor. They hold 3 of them, so they're like a grounded carrier. Yep, and here we go. The Elytron's right there. A big engagement. on the Xayid side of the map. But this looks like a lot of Keiron stuff, though, and really scary Keiron stuff. We've also got the Paragon, which is your capital ship for the Keiron. Let's actually take a look. So, yeah, look at all this tech, and I think it comes from the Zenith. So the Zenith allows you to build or warp in the Paragon. Here we go, though. Base number 3 under fire by the Keiron forces. Does Kytrion have enough, though? I mean, look at the supply. It's 190 to 90. So a 100 supply lead for our purple Keiron player. Kytrion, though, still in this game. We got some spitters, which do AoE damage. So if they're used properly, they might be able to do something about this. But we have the inducers flanking Kytrion. Kytrion throwing out the GGs, leaving the game, giving the victory to InanisLector. What a sick match. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.